Здравствуйте! Эти видеоролики, они, в общем-то, для вас большой сюрприз. И чем больше сюрприз, особенно если это положительный сюрприз, тем лучше. Мы привыкли к тому, что проект Рамзес, проект студенческой иммиграции в Австралию, это я, образовательный агент Александр Петров, это образовательная группа, университет Центрального Квинсленда, Сидней, наш штат Нью-Саус-Уэллс, но это не совсем так. Существует другой привлекательный город, это Мельбурн, существует другая привлекательная школа, и не одна, но на данный момент вот я нашел очень привлекательную школу, это Фьюжэн Инглиш. Это очень привлекательная, даже внешне, скажем так, учебное заведение, потому что вот такое вот привлекательное лицо, красивое лицо, в общем-то, у этого колледжа. Это люди неординарные, люди, которые решительно хотят повернуться лицом к русскому рынку. И несколько наших студентов уже едут. И Ольга, которая, наверное, первенькая из наших ребят, приедет в Фьюжэн, она уже получила визу, наверное, ей будет приятно. А может быть, она уже в Мельбурне. Did Olga come already to Melbourne? She, the first Russian student.
I don't think so.
Probably you're here and she just arrived.
That could have happened, yes.
Yeah.
Likely.
Таким образом, вы сейчас имеете возможность посмотреть на Фьюжэн Инглиш, на самое красивое, наверное, что есть в этом колледже. Ну, действительно, очень симпатичная девушка. Но это очень умный человек, очень умная пара, Хосе и Каролина, девушка зовут Каролина. И эти люди, наверное, пойдут дальше того, что мы сделали пока на данный момент в Лойсе. Дай Бог, чтобы так получилось. Конечно, негативный некоторый фактор, то, что меня в Мельбурне чисто физически нет, но я думаю, что не это может стать самым главным. Если проект разрастется, наверное, большая часть наших ребят поедет в Мельбурн. И в Мельбурне вы встретитесь с Каролиной, с Хосе и с Фьюжэн Инглиш. Поэтому дальше мы перейдем на английский язык. И Каролина представит себя, представит колледж. И дальше будет беседа, вопросы, ответы. So, Caroline, the first, please introduce yourself.
Okay.
Because your face, you just main person of contact for them, because we communicate. And second, let's talk about the college itself, and then we just exchange expressions.
No problem. My name is Karolina Smolinsky, and I've been working for Fusion for 1 year already. And I arrived to Melbourne as a student, same as most people will that are coming from overseas. And since I've been working in Fusion, we've seen the school grow a lot. We've seen students from everywhere, and the nationalities are expanding more and more as months go by. My main role in Fusion is to be marketing manager, but also doing all the duties of student services. So that way we get to know the students quite personally, and that enables us to help them as much as possible when they arrive, especially when they don't speak the language very well, they don't know where to go, they don't know the city, they need a job, they need help with the resumes, pretty much all of that. And also sometimes it's even, maybe they need to come and tell us that they, I don't know, they had a row with a girlfriend or boyfriend, so it gets very much like a more like a friendly
shoulder to crowd.
Exactly, as much as we can, really. So, but I guess that's the whole point. It's not just handing in a list of like, okay, this is all the points of interest and go and do this. Is to really have empathy with what they're expecting and also what they're going through, because it's really, really different to come from such a faraway country to a place that looks completely different. Basically, in Fusion we have people from all over the world. Everyone is usually, no, not usually, that's the wrong word, we only take students over 18 years of age. So mostly we've had from 18 up to people 50 years old. So the range is very varied. we have people from South America, mostly from Europe, but lots of South Americans, lots of now getting more and more from Asia as well. So we're trying to always keep it quite balanced so everyone can, it's not just coming to study English and then staying all together glued with people from your same country, but to have the opportunity to practice your English and also to share your culture with others. So sometimes you see at lunchtime everyone eating together and sharing the foods from different countries, and it's actually beautiful. Everyone mingles very well. And it's like a big family in a way. Now a very growing family, because it's a couple of weeks ago it was over 300 students. 300? Yeah.
It's not that much, actually. It's,
for starting, we started with 25, so
only
in 2 years, so it's grown quite a lot.
It's 12 times more. That's good. My congratulations. And also, what would you think of Russian students? I know that your experience of Russian students not that big because of obvious reasons. You didn't have just that many of them. But what do you expect of Russian students?
I guess that, I mean, it's not really my expectation, but their expectations to be fulfilled. Look, Australia is a great country to come and learn and to get the lifestyle. The only, not warning, but what I would say is it's important to keep the level of expectations realistically. When people arrive, and not only from Russia, from all the other countries, we try to be as supportive as we can and help as much as we can. We can get them with a foot on the door in terms of jobs, for example. But of course, no one can give like a full guarantee that something is going to happen. Probably the biggest suggestion in terms of jobs, because that's a big question, like, okay, what's my job going to be, is that first they need to allow some time to, as soon as they arrive, it's best to dedicate 1 month or two to just learn as much English as possible, and because that will enable a better job and better possibilities. So that will keep the level of frustration low, and to also understand that they will have to also it's not like we're also a recruitment agency. We help you as much as possible with jobs, but they need to also...
But you're an education institution, you're not
exactly.
Employment agency, it's understandable.
Because some people arrive, and I'm not saying Russians like from other countries, and not a word of English, and the first thing is, I want a job, I want a job. It's like, yes, but you need to put your priorities right, otherwise you won't get anything if you don't speak the language. It happens a lot with some South American countries. They just come and they want to do cleaning jobs, which there are a lot in...
Chileans, actually. A lot of cleaners from Chile.
In Colombia. The monopoly from the cleaning companies is usually Colombian, at least in Melbourne, but...
In here it's Korean.
Korean?
No.
But the problem there is, like, they get decent money per hour. However, what we tend to not encourage is that they go there, they don't speak a word because they have to be quiet. And if they do speak, it's in Spanish in this case, which doesn't help the cause of learning English. So basically they start doing the same things as in their own home country, but here. And they don't really evolve. So I guess that we prefer them to try to push themselves and, okay, learn as much English as you can, as a sponge, like, you know, get a lot of information and practice a lot. Even if you're going to, it's a big challenge to work in hospitality because you have to talk to people all the time, but you will learn 3 times as fast.
I think that for guys, actually, we can help you, at least for Russians, because we have guys, they have part-time jobs, they study in CKU, in Ability College, some of them they're gonna be in Fьюжэн, the guys from Israel, but they already know something on construction sites, so they have connections.
Construction sites are,
we will help you.
A very good job. It pays really well. So
yeah, up to $20 and even more sometimes.
Probably more than that, yeah. 25,
yeah, sometimes
30. It gets really well remunerated. We have some students that even started being as handyman or tradies, and they just, like, I don't know, they start knowing people, and all of a sudden they're in charge of, like, you know, refurbishing homes, and it's very interesting how they can actually start. But you need to have the attitude. Keep telling them, don't just send emails, you know, about jobs and all that, and hide behind the computer. They need to just go and take the resume everywhere and get to know the people.
Don't give them fish, give them a rod.
Yeah.
Find fishing tools. And what do you expect of Fьюжэн as a language school and as language school and education group, probably in few years, let's say? I'm not talking about that it definitely...
You mean the evolution of what we're going to have in the future?
In numbers, quality...
I guess that probably will be looking at some stage the school will be small if it continues growing. So it probably will be size, probably opening more locations, like more cities. We've been asked to have a campus in Gold Coast or Brisbane. We need to evaluate that, what the best location would be. And also in terms of the courses, so right now it's LCAS and IELTS preparation, but we're already developing also to prepare for Cambridge, which is quite, there's a big ask for it, big demand in Melbourne at least, and take it from there really, because there's new tests and things coming up every day.
Do you think that it will be sort of education group? I mean, do you think that you can have some campuses like this higher education, like bachelor degree, or you just rely, even in the future, rely upon the articulations or packages these other institutions?
In the short term, I would say, because I don't want to lie and say something that probably will never happen, but in terms of short term, with more certainty, I would say packages. You know, we already have like quite a fair bit of pathways, but in terms of like doing more elaborate packages, that's probably in the short-term list.
You know that I'm supporter of Geelong cats.
Really?
Yes, I love them.
Why?
Because they're cats.
And you like cats?
I'm cat lover.
Oh, okay.
I'm crazy about
I'm dog lover. So.
Yeah, but you know, it's just fate. Yeah, yeah. But you know.
Okay, so you need to come to Melbourne to come and watch one game.
They sometimes come to here to play Great Western Sydney and Sydney Swans, so I can see my cats actually alive. Otherwise, they just watch TV.
Come to Melbourne to see it.
Actually,
come on,
it's
not only
Melbourne.
one.
It's not Melbourne. It's Geelong.
Yes, but you come and see it at the MCG.
And which team do you support?
I have to say I'm still, even if I live here for 6 years, I'm not that fanatical.
So you're the soccer?
Footy. I still love soccer. I mean, I'm Argentinian, come on.
So Maradona?
Messi, prefer.
Messi, Lionel.
Exactly. Maradona is always.
We have actually one of the managers somewhere, I can't remember the institution. He looked like Lionel Messi, just like in brother.
Really?
Yeah, and the girls are crazy about this guy. Actually, he's shy a bit, but you know, many of managers, including here.
Lionel is very shy as well. It's a very humble personality. That's why I like him.
Like you and me as well.
I am very shy.
Yeah, so everyone knows that I'm a shy person and actually very modest. And very smart.
And
Thank
modest.
you. Yeah, and modest. Yes. And all right. What do you think that leisure activities for the students? So we know that Melbourne is the most European city in Australia. It's true.
It's true.
And
and it's actually, it's quite interesting because it's more, Sydney is beautiful and I love it, but I guess that Melbourne looks more groovy. So you have like a lot of artists on on the side of the roads. Like when we were going out for lunch with Jose or just visiting, you just listen to music constantly.
Touch of Italy. actually. Because artistic, it's more about Italy. It's not about Germany or England.
Well,
It's
even
more about
sometimes
French.
yeah, a bit French. Yeah, sometimes you see, I don't know, artists painting on the street. Like it's actually there's always something to see. Plus, it's like the sports capital, so all the events. There's constantly from January until December. There's some kind of event.
Australian Open and this Formula
So
1
the
thing.
tennis, the
Formula 1.
Formula One, MotoGP, the Melbourne Cup.
Mhm.
So there's always something going on. So that's pretty good because you don't really have time to settle. There's always something new to see and some festivities to attend, and a lot of it is on the streets, so everyone can go. So it's sort of like the parks and streets are from everyone, and everyone can enjoy it. It's a lot of spectacles for free, and actually students, when they come to Melbourne, because with the student card and all that, if they want to buy tickets for the tennis, they actually get concession as well. So
Really?
yeah,
And how much?
I don't know by how much, but for example, if you go to museums, you get a fair bit of discount.
Because many people from Sydney, my students, they go to maybe at least 15, maybe 20 every year. They go to Melbourne for Melbourne Cup, this tennis, Australian Open,
Formula One.
and Formula 1,
Yeah,
but
Formula 1 is
maybe less so. But for bikes, MotoGP, yeah, many, and but Australian Open is most popular. Among Russians they like it.
Yeah, well, you have very good players too. So.
In Argentina, I think it's one of the strongest men's teams.
Tennis right now?
Yeah, and this guy with Armenian family name. I don't remember. But many Argentinians, they played very well.
Yeah,
4-5
I'm not
of
massive follower of tennis, but yeah, we used
Nalbandian.
Nalbandian.
Yeah, he's Argentinian.
Yeah.
But he wasn't only, and he wasn't even the best. I think that it was 5 or 6 Argentinians, and they defeated Russians once, not long time ago. I don't care.
That's a good thing to say on a video.
No, I don't care. I'm not Russian anymore. I'm ethnically Russian, but I'm not under blue, no, white, blue, red banner. I'm under, a little bit Union Jack and the best, Southern Cross, these stars. How we call this Australian flag? In slang. Maybe we don't even have the name for the flag.
I don't think there is.
Unbelievable. English, they have.
I only know the slang from the flag of my country, but I didn't know.
And for your country.
Albi Celeste, which is like sort of like a light blue slang to say light blue.
Celeste is.
Albi Celeste. Sorry.
Albi Celeste. Celeste means blue. Light blue. Light blue. Like color of skies.
Exactly.
I know Stars and Stripes, it's American. Union Jack is English.
I think in America it's like Star Spangled Banner, I think. Right?
But I don't know about Australia. I've never heard.
Well, it's the Southern Cross Star, but...
Yeah, but there is Union Jack as well there.
Yeah,
so.
But I better actually Google this later because today I have my citizen test.
Ah, you have it?
Next year, no, in 2 years, so I'll need to learn that by then.
So you're not even a citizen yet?
No. Next year in April I'm going to be resident, and then after that, 1 year after that, citizen. But going to the original question about the recreation of the students, we tend to, like for example, the morning classes go to, because we have morning and evenings as well, in case the students have jobs that need to have more flexibility. So if you come in the morning, you come Monday to Thursday, and then you have Friday off, and then Saturday, Sunday. Thursday afternoon they usually go to excursions. So maybe they go to the zoo, to the museum, or anywhere where the teacher thinks interesting for them, so they can actually then elaborate on that. And we also tend, in Fusion, we tend to organize with Jose. Jose loves parties, so we try to organize one party every month or one party every 2 months. To at least, so we try to hire a venue, and so the students can have like cheaper pizzas or cheaper beers or whatever it is that they prefer to have, with music, so they can dance and mingle and practice English. And other than that, we also, like during the summer, we had there was this company that organized boat parties in the Yarra River. So there was 3 over the summer, and it was not just for Fusion students, but for all the international students in the schools nearby. So they just bought a ticket, went there, and I think the party was like 4 hours or something. Went all the way from Docklands to St Kilda and back. So it was quite good for that. They quite liked it. It was
good for socializing. You know what?
And the surf club. We work in association.
Many of Russians they love surfing.
So if they want to do the full Australian experience, we have a promotion with a small surf company. So basically, what they do is they lend the students the whole suit, the board. They take them all the way out of the peninsula. So they go to a real beach, and according to the level of, if they're beginners, they'll go to a beginner's beach, and so on, depending on how good they are. And they will have a full lesson of surf, then the practice. They will have lunch, they take a photograph for them, so they have a beautiful photo for the Facebook and all the social media, and then they bring them back. And they can also get to socialize with, there's like an association of surf, so it's a lot of Australians that go there, and so they can actually go and get to know people from here as well.
As for excursions, you see, we have a good experience here. We came here for this situation just by experience, good and bad, that it's very important for classes like general English, but as soon as they hit IELTS and AP, they don't have excursions.
Really?
Because they study very hard. Because IELTS preparation, it's nothing about excursions. It's just it's what Russians like. Russians actually do not like excursions that much.
Really?
Yeah, because this market is highly motivated. I'll let you know what the main attraction for them.
Absolutely. Look, with in terms of recreation, it's something.
You can take it. You can take it.
It's alright. It's something
you can see, and he's Polish, and you're half Polish.
Oh, really?
Are you?
Yeah. I know it's hard to believe.
His name is Wojciech.
Wojciech.
You're recording this?
Yes, I'm recording that. I have no secrets of my students.
But look, I would say don't worry too much about that, because the excursions are usually on the last block of Thursdays. It's not all day. So after lunch they only have 2 more hours of class, and it's usually then when they go to
it's like practice.
In a way. Yeah.
Half part of the day.
So the biggest part of the day they will be studying, and then after lunch they tend to go to an excursion. If the students wish to stay, they can. Because there's always some class that will be maybe practicing watching a movie, you know, to actually be able to listen better and understand. It's more for comprehension, and they're welcome to stay back if they want. So it's not mandatory that they have to go if they don't like going out to the aquarium, for example, although I recommend it because it's very good. I don't know if it's as good as a Sydney, but it's very nice to go.
These like preparation for the course, I used to supply my students with academic articles. I have about 23,000 different articles. It's all from electronic library, and I supply my students with that. I understand that it's not very readable for beginners or elementary level, but from level like intermediate, it's very helpful for them. And I'm ready actually to supply you with all this library, because it took hundreds of hours for me to make this, to gather all these articles. And my students definitely will be supplied with that. I send it to 1,250 people or even more at the same time with one click. Go. Actually 3 clicks, because 500, 500, and 10 to 50, limited is 500. So they will be prepared. And what's your advice for the students before they come? Okay, they've decided to come to Fьюжэн English. They have maybe 1 month to prepare paperwork and 1 month to have their papers processed, application process, and to come to Fьюжэн English. They have 2 months. What's the best? What's your advice to do the best for them? What they're gonna do? What to be prepared?
In terms of things to bring, or in terms of mentality?
Both, and why I ask you the question, because you're most professional with that, because you've been international student.
Yeah, we tend to give them. We have a pre-departure guide where we actually it explains all about Melbourne, and that gets we update it every year to make sure that the fees, the approximate fees that we put there of costs of living, are as accurate as possible. And so in there you'll find all the information about Melbourne, how to get around, how the system is, because we have train, tram and buses, so they get their head around a little bit, and also what kind of clothing to bring, and those are sort of general guidelines. It's not cold as in Russia, so I guess that you can leave all the fur coats and all that there. But
still cold. Winter time, it's
cold
just
because it's
chilly.
it can get windy. So I got used to it throughout the years here. But my first winter here, I was really.
Do you have central heating here?
In the school?
No, I mean in the houses.
Not always.
So, so we understand that people, they have to be very well prepared for the winter, for the studies, but what's mentally, like, maybe something like homesickness or something. What do you think? Because you
Cat lover.
You get through that.
Yeah, what I would say is, like, usually we get, I mean, at the school we do have some counseling services. So one of the directors, she's actually a fully qualified psychologist. If the students have a need to actually have counseling in that regard.
But they are still not here, they're here.
I know, but they're going to be homesick afterwards. Living is always hard, but it's part of the adventure as well. I mean, I guess that luckily nowadays we have internet, we have Skype, we have a lot of wonderful technology, so the world is much smaller. Yes, I was missing home. I would say that the biggest gap, the first 3 months, easy, because there's so much to see and do that you don't really think much about it. Probably when you're hitting 6 months, a year, is when you start getting more homesick. That was my personal experience. But you need to get over it, because there's a lot to do and you cannot live with your brain and your heart somewhere else, because otherwise you don't enjoy your time in Australia. In case that they're not feeling well, we always encourage them to come and talk to us, and that was a little bit what you talked at the beginning, a shoulder to cry. We always have, our office is like an open door office, and they're welcome to come anytime.
family style.
Yes, it's fully dedicated.
It's fully dedicated to students. So, you know, the advantage of what we've established with my Russian students, my Russian partners, because is that it's some sort of family-style business. It's not family-owned business, but family-style business. People, they try to make sort of family, and if you establish such a list approach in Fusion, in a short time you will not need any marketing expenses, because people would spread word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yeah.
And it would be the most cost-efficient way to promote Fusion English. It's what I told actually Jose, and I think it's the most important to understand that, you know, my opinion that actually I do a lot, and my value is very big, but in the industry I think that the very important thing is not to rely on agents. This is our curse in Australia, that that does happen, that it's heavily dependent on agents. I see that in here and maybe in Fusion, I don't know, but the ratio of students who come independently to the institution must grow. I have right to say so because I am an agent. So actually what I say is against my interests, but business-wise, dependence on agents is not good thing, because if they have big number of students and they get into collusion, for example, they try to take a lead, and their importance said to be 3 or 4. The first is student, because only third stakeholder who pays money is student. Second is education institution. Third probably is Australian government. So they are stakeholders as well. And only 4, it comes fourth, and second last is education agent. So their interests should not be ignored, but they have to be put at fourth row. It's what, and if you dedicate yourself to the students and the Russians love you, it means that very soon you won't have dependence on me. Of course you will need me, but if something happens to me, you will not lose Russian market, because people would talk on your behalf.
Well, the way we see it, we try to see it with Jose's, and going back to our previous conversation about the win-win situation, is that to keep, sort of like to not to step on anyone's toes and to keep everyone happy. So foremost of all, the student needs to be whole and happy. Then the rest sort of falls into place with that. The agency to be respected and also kept happy. The school needs to be respected. You know, like for me, it's essential that everything works pretty holistically. And yes, of course, it's good not to depend on anyone, but everyone works together. And for me, it's more like a partnership without having the connotation of paperwork side.
Have you read book, Stephen Covey's book, not 7 Habits of Most Effective People, but Speed of Trust?
No, I haven't.
Read it.
I will.
This is very important for any manager. If you read Stephen Covey's Senior, 7 Habits of Most Effective People, and Stephen Covey's Junior, Speed of Trust, you will be amazed. I thought that I invented something. No, it wasn't invented much. earlier than I did something. And the last thing I want to tell people, it's just psychological thing that young, beautiful girl, smart and very good manager is almost invincible. I think that Fusion has a very good future and good prospects with people like you. Probably for some of our girls, Jose is even more important person, but I think that just you yourself can bring 5 people.
Look, what I can tell you is that the good thing about our partnership with Jose is that foremost of all, we're really different. We're almost polar opposites.
Why?
Because we're really, really different, but we tend to see it as, we always talk that we're sort of like a work marriage. He's very, very good at networking, at bringing people together. He really, like, every time that someone needs something, he will like stop doing everything to just go and get it. So he will always go length to help students or agents or anyone that needs genuine help. He will definitely do it because he's a yes man sort of person. Highly sociable. It comes naturally for him. If it's like a social event, like he's the soul of the party, he will karaoke, he will do all that, which is more difficult for me, perhaps, because I'm more withdrawn. But I guess that I'm more organized than him, and I don't forget little things. So I guess in that sense we work together very well, because we're sort of like, we complement each other. So it's been so far a very good partnership. But it works.
It works, and from my experience, girls like you, they are very highly efficient because you have very strong titanium backbone. So usually, actually, you know that there is a weak gender and strong gender. Strong is about women. Psychologically, they are stronger. They are much more stable than men. And
we have to give birth.
I never tried. Actually, despite my stomach is big, I never tried it. Yeah, but I know that like Betty, like Ivy, all these people, they're lovely, they're beautiful girls, but they have something like titanium, like they are terminators with, of course, heart and soul, but covered with soft tissue. So, yeah, I know that you can't fool. I can't be fooled. I wouldn't fool myself that you're soft. No, you're a very good manager. Women usually they're better managers because they are right at average. They are right side of intuition is better. Yeah, it's from Carl Gustav Jung, and it's what I rely upon a lot because I know that Jose would be very good buddy for everyone, but when we need things done like for packages, I know the person to talk to. So.
Look, he's very good at
networking,
developing, getting the right people and getting the people in. He's very good at that.
Yeah, he was first person of contact. But
then, I guess in terms of getting all the, so it's like all the talk and all those like softening the, breaking the ice and all that. He's highly accomplished in that, and I really admire it because I'm not like that myself. But I like having all the things in writing, the procedure. I like understanding the processes. So you can come to me and say, like, "Oh, Karolina, let's put an ice cream parlor or whatever." Mm-hmm. But I don't want to just go and whisk an ice and give it to you. I just want to understand how we're going to do it, like from the beginning to the end. I need to see that first and go through it.
Sort of project management.
In a way.
Good. All right. So it's good enough for the beginning. I think it's more than 35-40 minutes. It was nice to see you. I think that I will see Jose in a short time. You will see my students just when you come back to Mельбурне.
Yes, please, because I need to practice my Russian.
You can practice your Russian with me as well. And I think that, let's put it this way, Fьюжэн English has a future with Russian market. We do not talk about you, about me. We're talking about students and institution. Fьюжэн has Russian future. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, and very firm grip.
Really?
Yeah, good
Yeah.
one. All right.